right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Tense moments at a town and country elementary school. A teacher finds a loaded gun inside of a 5-year-old girl's bag. Good evening, I'm Brent Solomon. That disturbing discovery happening this morning at the Principia Lower School in West St. Louis County. New tonight, Robert Townsend is talking with investigators and has the very latest tonight.
It was truly unbelievable.
Town and Country Police Chief James Cavins says around 8:45 Friday morning, they got the startling 911 call. A 5-year-old girl brought a loaded gun to the Principia Lower School. The child is a kindergartner at the school on Clayton Road.
When I got that phone call, that's exactly what I thought. I thought, how in the world is a kindergartner have a gun?
Right now, investigators won't say. They do tell us the child's mom dropped her daughter off at the school. Police say a teacher was assisting the student in a classroom when the teacher saw the loaded handgun in the child's tote bag. The teacher immediately alerted administrators who contacted police.
It was very alarming and concerning.
Police also say the child did not know the gun was in her bag.
We truly believe that this was an inadvertent incident with no intentions on anybody's part at all.
Police say no other students were in the classroom when the loaded handgun was found. Investigators say the gun never went off and no one was at risk because of the swift actions of the teacher. The Principia Lower School is an independent, faith-based school that currently has 114 K through 5th graders.
We're working really hard to support that student and her family because they're as concerned as we are about the whole situation.
The chief says the 5-year-old's parents are cooperating. The investigation now has the attention of police, school officials, and the Division of Family Services. Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Now, the state of Missouri prohibits carrying a firearm, whether loaded or unloaded, into any school, onto any school bus, or even onto school grounds. We're following some breaking news in St. Charles County tonight. At least one person is dead after a crash on Highway 61 near Dietrich Road. That's just south of Big Creek. It happened about 2 hours ago. Again, you're getting a live look at the scene. Right now, we're working to learn what caused this crash. Look for updates on air, online, and on the 5 on Your Side app. Well, this is the second deadly crash in St. Charles County today. Police say around 1:30 this morning, 6 teenagers were driving near Highway B and Newtown Boulevard. That's when they crashed into a telephone pole, knocking it down. 16-year-old Jalen Keithy died at the scene. The other 5 teens are recovering at the hospital. New tonight, a Mississippi man is charged with first-degree murder after a shooting spree left 6 people dead. Police arrested 52-year-old Richard Dale Crum. The shootings began around 11 this morning when police found a man shot to death outside of a store. Police say Crum then ran into nearby homes, shooting and killing people on sight.
He pulled up, hurried. He busted into the house through the front door. And I wrestled with him, and I lost, as you can see, but my wife lost more.
Police say one of the victims is Crum's ex-wife. They do not have a motive at this time. Today, a jury found former police officer Lafiel Lachey not guilty of sexual assault. Lachey is one of 2 St. Louis police officers that were accused of sexually assaulting a fellow officer back in 2010. His co-defendant and former police officer Tory Phelps was also found not guilty back in December. Well, today, the 5 former Memphis police officers charged in the beating death of Tyree Nichols pled not guilty to second-degree murder and other charges. It comes more than 5 weeks since Nichols died from his injuries sustained after a traffic stop. The judge said this case may take some time to settle because there are 5 defendants. Their next hearing is scheduled for May 1st. Developing tonight, police need your help finding the driver who hit a motorcyclist who was waiting at a stoplight. And we want to warn you, this video may be hard to watch. It happened Wednesday on Highway 141 and Filder Lane in Jefferson County. The victim, Blake Ball, said he was leaving work on his bike and was waiting for the light to turn green. That's when a car slammed into him before taking off and leaving him on the ground.
I didn't black out. I kind of saw everything, but I'm just like in shock. And then I look back and the car's just backing up and takes off. And I'm just like, just shook my head at that point. I didn't even know what to do.
Ball says he is shocked that no bones are broken. He is bruised and beaten up. The Missouri Highway Patrol is looking for a blue Chevy Cruze with a temporary tag and damage to the front end. Well, let the good times roll. It's Mardi Gras weekend in Soulard, and safety, of course, is a priority. Festivities kick off with a parade tomorrow morning, starting at Broadway and Choteau, ending at Lynch Street. There will be a large police presence throughout the parade route.
We've maximized the number of officers that will be working throughout the day. So not only will we have a large contingent of officers down here, but we will also have officers that will be able to police all the other neighborhoods in the city.
Another safety note for visitors, cell phone service will be limited. If an emergency arises, police are asking you to find a nearby officer or a first responder for help. Well, you will want to bundle up tonight, but milder weather will be here just in time for those Mardi Gras celebrations. Meteorologist Jim Castillo joining us with the Weather First forecast. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Brent. Yeah, I've got my winter jacket tonight for sure. Wearing that earlier and now, at least when I go home tonight. But what we're seeing is a clear sky, and of course those temperatures have plummeted, but the wind is shifting more southwest, so these numbers will go up really quickly as we get into Saturday and Sunday. So it's actually mild by Sunday and just a little bit milder tomorrow. So a little bit better than today, that's for sure. Current temperatures, even 20 degrees at Mount Vernon, Pittsfield at 27, and right now it's 31 at Lambert. That light south-southwest wind. But the Mardi Gras forecast, a lot better. The Bud Light Grand Parade at 11 a.m., 45 degrees. Clouds on the increase tomorrow, but it stays dry. 54 at 4 o'clock and 45 at 8 o'clock. And mostly cloudy by the end of the day. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll take a look at the rest of the weekend forecast and when our next rain chance is.
All right. Jim, stay close. Well, talking about your pay at work can feel pretty awkward. Brandon Lewis from our National Verify team looks into whether companies can stop you from doing it.
You may have heard about salary ranges recently, as several states require employers to post that information when posting jobs. Verify viewer John emailed us to ask whether companies can legally stop you from disclosing your pay to other employees. So John, let's verify. Our sources are the National Labor Relations Act, the U.S. Department of Labor, and law firm K&L Gates. The answer to this question depends on your employer and where you work. Most people who work for private companies are allowed to share their pay. They're protected by the NLRA, which says that employees have the right to communicate with other employees at their workplace about wages, and makes it illegal for private companies to retaliate against employees who do so. But there are some exceptions to the law. It doesn't apply to people who work for the government, independent contractors, agriculture workers, domestic workers, and employees of air or rail carriers. This doesn't mean there aren't protections for these people. Some of them may be part of a union, or in the case of government workers, their salary data is public. Law firm K&L Gates says state and local laws sometimes also allow those not protected by the NLRA to discuss their pay without consequences. So, no, most companies can't legally stop people from disclosing their pay to other employees. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
It's the ultimate girls' day out, but it's also the ultimate girls' weekend out.
Well, how about that? Women are taking over the St. Charles Convention Center this weekend. The big event that's returning for its 36th year. Well, it is a big weekend for the ladies. Today was the kickoff of the 36th annual St. Louis Working Women Show at the St. Charles Convention Center. This year's show is focusing on food, fashion, fitness, and fun. New this year is samples from Missouri wineries, spa treatments, seminars on a variety of topics, even a scavenger hunt. The show continues tomorrow at 10 and Sunday at 11 a.m. Well, don't miss 5 on Your Side's Black History Month special happening on Sunday. We continue our series, Race, Listen, Learn, Live. This time we're listening to teenagers. Join us Sunday at 11 a.m. on 5 on Your Side or on 5 Plus, which is available on Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Time now to get a closer look at your weather first forecast. Jim told us he'd have much more. Hey there, Jim.
Yeah, hey Brent. So it's still winter, but it's felt like spring until today. And we're going to go right back up again as we head into tomorrow. Great for Mardi Gras, and it's going to feel like spring again for a while. So 33 right now at St. Charles, and Lambert's about 31, but a lot of us in the 20s right now. So the Mardi Gras forecast for this weekend: Saturday, cold to start, clouds on the increase though, so it does get mostly cloudy. Sunday morning, not as cold, and sunny during the afternoon, or mostly sunny. Southwest wind 10 miles an hour, gusting to 25 later in the day. That should get us up to 55 after we're in the 20s to start for tomorrow. And then Sunday, 39 to start. So it does get milder at night with that southwest breeze, and 60 for that high. So really nice weather. Today, absolutely gorgeous, but it was cold. 37, 22 for that low, and 46 and 28 are the average high and low temperatures. And right now in Lambert, like I said, one of the warmer spots at 31, a lot of us in the 20s. South-southwest wind at 3 miles an hour. Dew point way down there. So dry air, it's cold, and that wind is light, but it's picking up a little bit out of the south-southwest, and it does get a little gusty as we get into tomorrow. So on the backside of this high, it's a little milder, represented by these red arrows here, and that's what's moving our way for the entire weekend. So it will feel spring-like, and right now you can see more of that southwesterly wind with these wind barbs here, and it's clear. It finally cleared out today everywhere. Our eastern Illinois counties were cloudy a good part of the day though, but clear tonight, and temperatures down in the 20s, which most of us are now. Then tomorrow, that southwest wind 10 to 15, gust a little bit higher later in the day, should get us up into the low and mid 50s. And then the futurecast is showing a little bit of cloud cover and sunshine mixing in tomorrow. So a lot of clouds later in the day, and then at night maybe a sprinkle. So tomorrow night most of us will be sleeping at that point in time, and then we clear up as we get into Sunday. So really nice looking weather. And here it is, a 10-day forecast. Clouds on the increase tomorrow, but mostly sunny on Sunday, 60. Monday, 60. A spot shower mainly south of the metro and very light. Then Tuesday does look dry now, 60 and partly sunny. Then Wednesday, rain and some thunder with a stronger system coming in, 64. And then we'll watch probably still near 60 on Thursday and breezy. Cooler Friday, but Brent, we get right back up into the 50s for next weekend.
Yeah, not terribly bad for the parade tomorrow.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you, Jim. Well, that's all of your news for tonight, but Corey Miller with 5 on your side live.